What'd you say we play with some makeup today? If you're new to my channel, I'm Mike. I'm a hairdresser, a L'Oreal colour specialist, a makeup fan and a skincare lover. In today's film we're going to be trying out all the new makeup that I've got, or makeup that I haven't used in quite some time, or I haven't used at all. So if you want to see what I got and what I'm going to try out and do with my face, then keep on watching. Guys, we have new foundations, we have concealers, we have eyeshadows, we have a lot of new stuff that I'm dying to try out. It's my first time doing such a film, which is, you could call it a haul or first impressions, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to play around with makeup that I got or that I haven't used in quite some time. So let's get into it. The first product I'm going to be using is Makeup Forever Radiant Cream. So this is your primer. It's a glow and radiant primer from Makeup Forever. And you know what? I'm not really familiar with Makeup Forever. The only product that I've really used from Makeup Forever was their face and body foundation, and then they decided to change the formula. So this is the packaging that we get. So let me just apply it onto the skin. And you know what? I'm not really a fan of primers. I would just moisturize my face really well, but let's apply that onto my skin and see if it's going to give me a nice radiant glow. So there's a nice smell to it, nothing too spectacular or fancy. I've done my eyebrows off camera actually, and I've used Lidl's Best eyebrow wax, and you know what, I'm living for it. So let me really get that primer into my pores, just so there's nothing between me and the foundation. Now it's giving me a nice glow, so it's definitely a glowy foundation as such. Let me just look into my mirror closer up here. Yeah, so it just gives me a nice glow. Right, so I have my eyebrows done, so let's try out some concealer. I'm actually going to cut around my eyebrows because that's what I normally do. And guess what I got? Magic Star Concealer in shade C5. Do you know what? I've been dying to try this out, and I'm a big fan of Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and this is the iconic C5, so I'm delighted it's here. Now, I don't know whether it's my shade, please God it is. Now, when I say please God, we're all good in here. I have Madonna and the Child on my t-shirt. We're happy out. They're safe with us. So let's have a look at this concealer. The packaging, I just love it. It's so Sailor Moon. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so cute. And you know what? It's heavy. And that's what I really like about it. Like, it's sturdy, good packaging with the little star on top of it. So let's hope this shade is my color. And you know what? It's very hard actually to get my shade of foundation and concealer this time of the year because I've been out in the sun. And my favorite concealer brush is actually the Inglot 22T brush, which I absolutely love for cutting around the eyebrows. Okay, so this is the tofu. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a bit of product on my concealer brush, and we're going to put it at the back of my hand and just work the product just around my eyebrow. Okay, so the shade looks perfect. So far, so good. I was really afraid that this shade is going to be too dark because I am more of a pinky undertone when it comes to my skin, but sometimes I find when I use something that's quite pink on my skin, it nearly makes my skin look green, if that makes sense. So I really need a neutral concealer. I'm actually running low on my Tarte Shape Tape. So Jeffree Star Cosmetics, you got it. Okay, so let me just clean that up all around my eyebrows. And then I'm going to use my favorite Zova Buffer Concealer brush, and I'm just going to work that all around. Okay, so this concealer, you have to work really quickly with it. Just from noticing straight away, like, it dries out quick. See, like, I'm after getting a bit of color in the sun, so it's gonna be hard to judge the shades and how they look on me. But let me just apply that onto the lid because I don't have an eyeshadow primer. Right, starting with foundation. So we have the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation, and I'm dying to try this. I have this in two shades, Y205 and Y335, and just because I'm after getting a bit of tan in the sun or sunburn because I'm quite red looking, I'm actually going to go with the Y355 with a bit of Y205. Now, I've never used the HD foundation, so this camera is going to tell me whether I'm going to be looking HD or not. When it comes to Makeup Forever, I wish they changed their packaging. I really do. Because I mean, it's 2020 and the packaging is still what they had, you know? But the product itself is good. So let me just pump, let's say 2 pumps of that onto my hand. And then I'm just gonna mix 1 pump of this one with it. And what I'm gonna do is, one side I'm gonna do with a beauty sponge and the other side I'm gonna do with a brush. So let me just mix them 2 shades together and see if that's, okay, that's still too dark. So let me just pop a tiny bit more of the light one into it. Yeah, that's much better. Now the foundation feels absolutely lovely on my skin. It's very easy to work with. And actually I didn't do a bad job making my own shade out of all that. I always find people tend to forget putting foundation on their ears or even the back of the neck. I always tend to do all of that just to bleed the color in, you know? Especially around your ears, because if you're taking a picture and you're anywhere profile, your ear is absolutely white and the rest of your face is tangled. No, not a good look. So let's have a look how this is looking. So the beauty sponge size obviously is beautiful. And let's apply this side with a brush. And the brush of my choice, of course, is a Zova 102 brush. And this is probably my favorite foundation ever. Anyways, guys, I actually changed the background lighting, if you've noticed. We're more warm and goldeny at the back. So let me know what you think. As I'm just going to do it because I just felt really holy wearing my Madonna on my t-shirt. So like that, let's just mix the colors together and apply that in. Now I definitely think the foundation was working out better with a beauty sponge. Like that just doesn't want to go into my skin. Or I just put too much on the brush. That's probably what happens. So let's put Magic Star Concealer into test and see how I like it. Now I'm a bit afraid the shade is going to be too bright because obviously I'm looking rather tanned. Cluster the Liberties. Best holidays ever. Right, so I'm just going to apply 2 dots here, 2 dots here, 2 dots here, 2 dots here, and just down my nose. Now I can tell you already, this concealer is full coverage. And with the Beauty Blender, let's just blend that all out. It's very light. Comparing to my normal self, it is very light. But it's not a bad thing. Like I do like a light concealer, you know? And once I apply my highlight and contour, everything is gonna be fine. That's looking good. It's giving me a nice highlight. Let's just go to my nose and bring that all up. I was dying to get my hands on the Jeffree Star concealer. Like all his products are absolutely amazing. Right, so all that's done. When it comes to the concealer, let's grab my mirror. Now it is looking good. Now it's definitely looking a lot lighter because I am a lot tanner. Like even when you look at my neck comparing to the rest of my body, it's looking a lot darker. But hey, it's summer. We do get 5 days of sun a year in Ireland, so we might as well enjoy it. So let's set the whole thing, and I'm going to be using Jeffree Star Cosmetics powder in translucent. And you know what? This powder is absolutely lovely. The smell is everything. I call it my camera powder because I do wear it when I'm filming most of the time. I'm getting ready for filming. And you know what? It's so finely milled and your skin just feels like silk. And I'm going to grab my powder brush from MAC, and this is a 1205 brush. And I think it was actually limited edition, but I absolutely love it. Oh, the smell of that powder. And just powder underneath my eyes. I'm actually going to powder my eyes as well, underneath and just around my T-zone area. So let's try out some new contour that I got and I actually didn't get any new highlighters. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you my highlighting trick and how do I get that beautiful glow. Right, so for contour I'm actually going to use this palette from NYX. It's a highlight and contour palette. Do you know what? I've never really used it. So it's going to be my first time using it, and it is more of a cream contour, so let's give it a go. Let's see what it's going to do. And I'm really just going to contour slightly around here and down my nose, because I find if I put anything around my forehead it just looks like dirt, and we all know we don't like paper dirt. Now when it comes to NYX Cosmetics, it is a lovely brand, but I mean look at this packaging. It's literally like a box of colouring pencils from Play School. Like, it's really, really cheaply done. I'd like this to be a lot more sturdier, like even, see? Just seems very, very cheap. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cream contour with this shade over here that doesn't have a name. And I'm going to use probably my favourite cream contouring brush for that, which is Jeffree Star Morphe JS3 brush. And I'm just going to dip a tiny bit into it, and like that. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to stipple the product in. Because we're after putting foundation, we don't want to disturb the formula, because the minute we start moving it around, the foundation formula is going to be disturbed. Okay. So you really want to just gently press that product in. And like that, as you can see, it's given me a nice shadow. And I always find I tend to over contour my face, which isn't a bad thing, but it is very 3 years ago, do you know? So let's just buff that in slightly. Now my favorite ever contouring product is MAC Cosmetics Harmony. And you know what? I've been using it for years, and it's the only product that I've ever hit a pan on. Now let's talk about this. See how nice and defined that's looking? I'm living for it. And just a tiny bit down my nose. Oh, this is a bit dark on my nose, but sure, what can you do? Now that looks like dirt on my nose now. Right, let's grab our beauty sponge and just pray to Madonna that everything's going to be fine. And when I refer to Madonna, I refer to the one on my t-shirt. Okay. Okay, so that's looking a lot better. So I am really contoured. Right, so now I'm going to show you how I highlight. And everyone always asks me, Mike, what do you use for highlight? And my answer is genetics and my nice cheekbones. But now I'm going to show you what I actually do to enhance my cheekbones and really give that pop result. And the first product, I actually use two products. The first product is Hush Cream Contour by MAC Cosmetics. And this is my secret weapon when it comes to highlighting. So literally I'm just going to dip my finger into it, and I'm just going to press that product just onto my cheek area. And same on that side. And just really press that in. And you know what? Sometimes your finger is your best brush, if that makes sense. And now what do I do afterwards? Is I over highlight it with Jeffree Star Cosmetics Peach Goddess. And this is, when I say this is highlight, this is the biggest pan of highlight I've ever seen. And you know what? It's absolutely brilliant. And I usually use Inglot Forest brush. So let's just dip into it and just go over that. And you know what? One could never have enough highlight. And that's the motto in my life. A tiny bit on my nose. And actually I love highlighting just around here. Can you see how blinding that is? But I definitely think it's the use of those two products. Right, we're flying through this. So I'm actually dying to try out some eye stuff. I haven't played with eyeshadows in so long. So I've actually got some new MAC eyeshadows, and I know some of you may not be fans of MAC eyeshadows, but when it comes to MAC, I mean, I think they're the best. Their eyeshadows are probably the best. I find them brilliant, and they are reliable. So I have 3 different shades that I got here. One of them is Uninterrupted, which I'm dying to try out. Then we have Sketch and Blackberry. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to actually play out with Sketch and Blackberry because I want to try out a nice plummy purpley eye. Because as you can see, I have a lovely green eye, and plums and purples look absolutely beautiful with green eyes. So I'm dying to try this out. So let's have a look at those two shades that I got. So this is Sketch, which is your kind of plummy, shimmery eyeshadow. And then we have the Blackberry, which is a purpley blackberry color, I guess. And this is a matte one. So I'm going to use those two colors to make my green eyes pop. And I'm actually going to dip into Jeffree Star and Morphe palette for some transitioning shades. And for transition shade, I think I'm actually going to use Back, which is this lovely pink shade here. On this other 232 shader brush, I'm just going to pack the shade Back and just apply it onto my lids. And you know what, because I've hooded eyes, I'm going to show you a little trick I do to really make my eyeshadow pop. And see, like that, this is just a nice transitioning shade. Obviously we're going to build on top of that. Well, whatever it is, transitioning shade. I'm using all those words, I don't even know what a transitioning shade is. Hilarious. And I'm just going to take a Fluffies of a 228 brush and I'm just going to buff that all out. On the Morphe M506 brush, which is this tiny blender brush, I'm going to start working on my shape. So when you've hooded eyes, what you really want to do is you want to start from the bottom and bring that eyeshadow out and then connect it in. Because if you have your eyes slightly closed and you start working it in here and then you open your eyes, you can't see anything because the skin sits on top of it. So first of all, I'm going to dip into the shade Blackberry. And we're going to see if it's actually any good because purples are so hard to make. And I'm actually going to start working at the bottom of my eye and work my way out with this look. Okay, so we're getting a nice payoff with this color. And see, even this tiny bit just makes my eye pop automatically. So let's do the same on the other side. I'll need to grab my mirror so I can actually see what I'm doing here. And I make the weirdest faces when I do my eyeshadow. Like, I'll be like this or like that. And I'm actually going to start from the middle of my iris and work my way out. I never really do anything too close because I just find when your eyes are hooded, it's just going to close that eye too much. Obviously just blend it slightly in, but make sure the pigment concentration is in your corner. Right, so once that's done is I'm going to wing this out and bring it towards my eyebrow. So with the use of the same brush, I'm just going to paint a shape. So as you can see, that's opening my eye slightly, and we're going to do the same on this side. And just make sure you do this with your eyes open because, I mean, when your eyes are closed and you've hooded eyes, you're not really going to be able to see the shape you're going to create. So like that, we really winging that out. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a crease brush, and for that I'm going to use a Zova 231 brush, and I'm going to dip into the shade Blackberry again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work that shade just around my crease, and I'm just going to literally pat that in halfway through and then bring that out here. So as you can see, we are creating dimension and shadow, and we're going to do the same on that side. And you know what I love about this eyeshadow is that it looks very, very sheer. Because sometimes I find with the purples, they're so in your face that it nearly looks too much. So now I'm going to take a Zova 228 brush, which is a nice crease brush, and I'm just going to blend all that out. The foundation is looking really, really good. Now it's not Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk or anything, but it is looking good. Like, do I look any different? Do I look a lot more HD to you? Or do I just look like myself? So I love how grungy this is looking. Right, so let's move on. I'm going to get my sketch shade now, and I'm going to apply it to the outer corner of the bottom and top of my lid. And I'm going to use, what am I going to use for that? I'm going to use for that Morphe 411 brush. So let me dip into that. So this has slight bit of shine to it, glimmer. So let's see how that's going to look. And like that, I'm just going to smoke that out slightly bit more. And I'm going to do the same on this eye. And then I'm going to take a Morphe M433 brush, which is this kind of shader brush, but it's absolutely lovely for buffing out the eyes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge those two shades together on my top lid, bring it towards my eye, and then I'm going to blend that out. Now this is looking lovely. Now it's not looking too makeup-y, because when it comes to eye makeup, I like to do makeup to really enhance my features. So I'd use purples on my eyes, I'd use coppers. I don't do makeup to do makeup that it looks like I've makeup, well, it does look like I've makeup on. But I really wear makeup to enhance what I already have there. So this is absolutely lovely. It's just giving me that nice grungy effect. What else I've actually got was the Kohl pencil, and that's in shade Prunella from MAC Cosmetics. So that's a nice purple shade as well. So that'd be really nice to really make that nice grungy look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open that up and take my beauty sponge, and I'm literally just gonna apply that to from the middle of my iris out, above the waterline, and just in the corner, and then I'm gonna smudge it out. And just smudge that into the corner. And do the same on this side. And I'm going to take a tiny Morphe M48 brush just to smudge that all out, just on my top lash and my bottom lash. And that's just going to give me that extra grunginess to the eye. No, I'm living for it. Another trick is, if you've really bad bags under your eyes, like I do, really bring the eyeshadow and eyeliner lower instead of lashing the concealer underneath. Because that way, the eyeshadow is just going to cover it up and camouflage it. And if you don't, it's just going to look like you've really, really heavy bags under your eyes, which we don't want. Right, so for mascara, what do I have? I have a new mascara for Makeup Forever. And that mascara is Smoky Sketch. So let's have a look at it and see what we think. The more I look at my foundation, the more I hate it. I'm not too gone on it. Like, it's just not giving me that HD result. Now do tell me if I look absolutely massive in the camera, but if I don't, I don't. Oh, so the wand is really, really large. I'm loving it. Let's have a closer look at that. So the wand is really tiny and large. So let me apply that. Oh, now we're talking. Makeup Forever. I just love how that separated my eyelashes and just made them really, really fine, and it's not clumping. Okay, Makeup Forever, I see you. that's looking really, really well. Right, do I have anything else? I do. I have one more thing. So I got this Makeup Revolution Pro Microblading Effect Brow Pencil in Auburn. And what I'm actually going to use that for is just to do a few fake freckles, or whatever you call them. Because one time I done fake freckles and they were looking black and they were absolutely hideous. I had like green dots all over my face. Wasn't appealing, but you know, I thought I was deadly. So right, let's see the colour. Oh, it's quite auburn. But like that, when it comes to freckles, they are a lot warmer. So this pencil is very, very fine. So it'd be actually really good for your eyebrows. Let's just have a look how fine that pencil is. Like, it is really, really fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally just dot that all around my face. Oh, now we're talking. Just a few around the nose. I don't know if the camera is picking that up, but just to diffuse that, I'm just gonna press that with the beauty sponge just to soften that out. I'm actually loving this look on me. Now, I'm really not too gone when it comes to the foundation. Like, that's just a no to me. Right, so let's talk about everything. Starting with the primer. Like, is my skin any glower? I don't think so. Like, my skin is usually quite glowy. When it comes to the actual foundation, I don't think I look any more Ultra HD. But I mean, if the camera is making me look Ultra HD, then I'm loving it. When it comes to the concealer, it's very hard for me to tell. Like, it's not creasing. Now, it was definitely a lot lighter than what it should be, but that's my own fault. And it's one of those formulas that you really have to work really, really quickly with. But it's good and it's nice and creamy. When it comes to the NYX palette, the cream contour, like, it is nice. I'd love to actually use it more as a cream contour, and so do my contouring on my face and everything, and really, really cream contour with that. So if you'd like to see that film, please let me know down below. When it comes to the eyeshadows, I mean, they're classic MAC eyeshadows. The colors are absolutely lovely. It's giving me a nice winged effect, and the eyeliner is perfect. The Morphe Jeffree Star palette, I mean, I don't fault it. I use it a lot. I've actually never used this pink shade before, so that was my first time trying it, and it is really, really nice. When it comes to the mascara for Makeup Forever, I'm loving. And you know what? I'm constantly looking for a new mascara, and I'm just bringing that color slightly bit more in. I'm loving it. Do you know what? It's just separating my lashes really, really nicely. And the pencil from Makeup Revolution, like, it is good. It gave me few freckles. I definitely need to work on the technique how to apply them and see how that looks. Anyways guys, thank you for watching today's film. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked playing with makeup with me. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my other social media. And of course you guys, please take care. Bye.